The sun isn't just a symbol, it's our star. There are billions of stars in the universe, but this one is ours. It gives us life in every sense of the word. Every bite of food we eat, every breath we take, starts with sunlight. It's not just there in the sky, it's part of us. Hello, friend, and welcome to Torches, Yoga, and Mindfulness. I'm Lauren, and I'll be your coach. If you're curious about mindfulness, healing, and practical habits that actually work, you're in the right place. Here we focus on simple but powerful practices grounded in ancient wisdom and modern science to care for both your mind and body. So go ahead and hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Today we are talking about the sun as an archetype, what it represents in us, how cultures have honored it, and most importantly, how you can embody the energy of the sun in mindful and practical ways. But when we're talking about the sun as an archetype, we are talking about more than symbolism. We're talking about something woven into the fabric of our very existence. The sun has long been seen as a symbol of vitality, clarity, and life itself. It represents the core of identity, the part of you that shines out, that says, "This is who I am." Cultures throughout history have honored it. In Egypt, the god Ra was said to sail across the sky each day in his solar boat. In Greece, Helios drove a golden chariot pulled by fiery horses. The Aztecs made offering to their sun god to keep the sun rising each day. Native American traditions often honored the sun as a life giver and a timekeeper. Even in Christianity, the rising sun is tied to resurrection, new life, and divine light. Across time and culture, we humans have looked up and said, that light is more than light. It is life itself. And you might notice we still do this today. How many times have you just instinctively tilted your head, your face towards the sun? Maybe you closed your eyes and breathed in and thought, that's better. It's not just habit, it's archetypal, it's in us. But the sun isn't just a metaphor. There are real, measurable health benefits to spending time outdoors in sunlight. And I want to talk about these because so often spirituality and science are talked about separately, but here they're not at odds. The science actually supports the symbolism. For instance, exposure to sunlight helps the brain to release serotonin. That's our feel-good hormone that lifts your mood and brings calm. Our circadian rhythms depend on us getting daily exposure to natural sunlight, keeping our internal clocks in check, helping us to get better sleep at night. Oh, and we know spending time in the sun increases vitamin D. When the UVB rays touch our skin, they help our body to produce vitamin D, which is vital for bone health and immune function. Studies even show that sunlight exposure can help fight off drowsiness and fatigue. And simply spending time outdoors is linked to lower stress, less anxiety, and greater mental well being. Keep these in mind as we move into these colder, darker months. And remember to take advantage of the time you may have with the sun during them. We can honor and embody the sun energy with some simple, mindful practices like having a picnic and inviting the sun as a guest of honor. Set up your meal or a snack in a place where sunlight can reach you. As you sit down, pause for a moment and acknowledge the sun the same way you would acknowledge a dear friend. As you take each bite, remember that the energy of the sun is literally what makes the meal possible. Plants, grains, fruits, and animals, all fueled by sunlight. Every bite is the sun's gift. Take a mindful walk in the sun with awareness, using your SPF as needed, of course. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, Coach Lauren, you've given us this mindful walking practice before. This isn't new. And you're right. Many mindful practices are multi-purpose. What makes them different is your intention. So today, as you walk, let the sun be your focus. Figuratively, not literally. Please don't go out staring at the sun, but notice how the light shifts as you move, how the warmth feels on your skin. If your mind drifts, imagine that as a cloud passing. Slow down for a couple of steps and picture the clouds parting as the sun shines through again. Want to take it even deeper? Try a sensory walk. First, keep your eyes still and let the world move across your vision. Notice shapes and colors shifting. Then, bring your attention to the soles of your feet. Feel the textures of the ground changing beneath you. Next, tune into sound, the rhythm of your footsteps, the noises of the world around you. And lastly, notice any scents or even tastes. Notice the way the air changes in different places. This practice turns an ordinary walk into a direct experience of the sun energy, vibrant, sensory, and alive. My favorite way to connect with and embody the sun's energy is through a breathing practice called the breath of fire. Sometimes it's also called the skull shining breath. So generally, the breathing practices I've shared with you in other videos are more about taking a step back. They're more to help us slow down and maybe even help you get to sleep. But this one is used for the opposite. This technique uses a rapid rhythmic breath that energizes, clears mental fog, and wakes up your system. It feels like lighting a match of sunlight just right inside your body. We'll practice this together, but first I want to give you a few cautions to consider if this is a new practice for you. So only start with 30 seconds. You can gradually build up to 1 to 3 minutes, but if you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or uncomfortable in any way, stop immediately and return to a normal breathing pattern. This practice is energizing, and it is best done in the morning or daytime and not right before bed. And lastly, friend, if you are pregnant, have high blood pressure, or certain respiratory conditions, please avoid this breath of fire practice. Always listen to your body first. All right, so find a comfortable seated position, either on the floor cross-legged or in a chair with both your feet planted on the floor. You're going to sit tall with your spine long but not rigid, shoulders relaxed, and hands gently resting on your knees or lap. Before we begin, notice your natural breath for a moment. Feel the rise and fall of your abdomen. No effort, just awareness. So the breath of fire is really about the exhales. It's built on forceful exhales, as a matter of fact. So with one hand on your abdomen, start with a deep inhale through the nose and then sharp exhale still through the nose while pulling your belly button in towards your spine, like a quick reverse sniff. And your belly should be snapping in with each exhale, except through the nose. Try that real quick and see how it feels. While you're doing this exhale, you'll let the inhale happen naturally. Each time your belly releases from that snap, your lungs will naturally take in more air. So you won't have to pull on the inhale. It'll just happen automatically. Start slow, maybe one exhale per second. When you feel comfortable, you can speed up to about 2 to 3 exhales per second, keeping the breath smooth and rhythmic, like a steady pump. It might help to imagine a bellows fanning a fire or the sun pulsing light with each breath. I think we're ready to give it a try now. We'll start out slow with 10 seconds, doing 1 exhale per second, and then we'll take a pause back to our natural breath. Then we'll bump it up to another 10-second round of 2 exhales per second, resting at our natural breath, and then finally up to another 10-second round with 3 exhales per second. When you're practicing this, you may keep this gradual type of pattern, or you can keep it steady for 30 seconds at a time. All right, are you sitting tall? Take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale. Come back to your natural breath, friend. Come back to your natural rhythm for a moment. Check in with your body and see how you're feeling. If you feel a little lightheaded, take a deep breath and then rest back at your natural breathing rate. Maybe sit out in this next round if you're feeling super lightheaded. All right, let's go for round 2. We're going to do 2 exhales per second. Ready? Take a nice deep inhale through the nose and exhale. And come back to your natural rhythm again. Rest here for a moment, noticing the stillness between the last set and the next. Okay, last round, friend. Take a deep inhale. We're going to do 2 to 3 exhales per second. Take a deep, deep, deep inhale through your nose. And exhale. As we finish, take a deep inhale, holding it gently for a moment. And feel the energy building in your chest. Then exhale slowly and completely. Pause for a moment. Notice the warmth, the buzzing of energy. This is your inner sun, bright, steady, and alive. All right, friend, how do you feel after that exercise? Do you feel the energy rising, the fire in your belly, or do you just feel a little lightheaded? If you do feel lightheaded, take a deep breath and make sure to not stand up too quickly if you're sitting down. If you did get lightheaded on the last round, that's just because this practice is new for your body. The next time you use it, just scale it back to the 2 breaths per second until it starts to feel more comfortable. And remember always to practice in 30-second intervals, pausing and assessing how you feel in between, whether it's heightened energy level or a slight dizziness. All right, of course, we can't talk about the sun without mentioning yoga's very own sun salutation practice. This is a flowing sequence of postures traditionally done in the morning as the sun rises. It's not just about exercise, it's about honoring the light. With each movement, you're syncing your body to the rhythm of daybreak. Even just 3 rounds in the morning can be a moving meditation, a way to say, "Thank you, sun, I am here with you today." Now, like every archetype, the sun also has a shadow. Too much sun can burn. It shows up as overexposure, arrogance, burnout, or constantly wanting to shine for others, but feeling drained inside. Too little sun is the opposite, hiding, shrinking, feeling invisible, and living in the shadows. So part of the sun practice is asking, where am I burning too bright? And where am I dimming my own light? The mindful path is balance, warmth, not scorch. Radiance is not performance. The sun is both literal and symbolic. It fuels our bodies with vitamin D and our brains with serotonin, and it fuels our souls as the archetype of vitality, visibility, and life force. This week, friend, I invite you to spend intentional time outdoors in the sunlight, with SPF as needed, of course. Choose at least one of these practices from today, a picnic, a walk, a morning sun salutation, or the breath of fire, and actually do it. And reflect, friend. Every time we intentionally choose to stop that inner dialogue with guided reflection like journaling, we train our brains to choose reflection over rumination. And that means we spend less time lost in autopilot or negative thought spirals. So this week, ask yourself, where in my life am I ready to step into the sun? And where might I need to soften the glare a little bit? Take a deep breath with me now, in through the nose, filling your lungs to the brim. And exhale slowly through your mouth, maybe adding a deep hum. Feel that warmth in your chest. Imagine your own inner sun shining, not too much, not too little, but just enough to remind you you are alive, you are light. Friend, the sun rises faithfully every morning. May you too rise in your own way. And thank you so much for sharing a piece of your day with me. Stay present, stay kind to yourself, and I will see you soon.